Hi guys, so I think this is recording. If it is, then this is video number 2 on MyFitnessPal. So, today what I'm going to talk to you about is if I've given you a calorie target. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up something. Hopefully you can see my screen. Right, we'll go in here. So, for example, if I have put you on on calories, I might have given you this, right? So it's maybe slightly different for guys and girls, but basically this is what you should be. This is what you should have, right? So it'll maybe give you the same calories for training and non-training days. It might be a little bit different, right? So this is a little bit different, for example, and it will show you the deficit that I've given you. And again, this is basically just to make sure that you are on a calorie deficit, right? So again, like you've heard me speak about before, it is impossible not to lose weight if you're in a calorie deficit. So I'll give you Stephanie as an example here, right? So Stephanie's on a 20% deficit. Her training day intake is 1700 calories and her rest day is 1600 calories. Right, so I'll just get rid of that. That's all you need to know. If I've given you this before, right, this is all you need to look at. And when you log on to MyFitnessPal, it will take you through all these questions. But all you need to look at is when you are logging, you need to make sure that you hit the calories, not the calories that MyFitnessPal gives you, the calories that I give you. And this is just to make sure that actually it's a little bit more specific, the ones that I've given you, and it's also factored in exercise. So see this add exercise button, completely ignore it. It's got nothing to do with this because the calories that I've already given you have that's already interpreted the exercise into it. So all we need to look at then is that calorie intake. So we'll take mine, sorry, for example, mine is at 2072. This is when I was doing my diet, so how many calories I was on. So what you'll want to do is press add food. See if I'm jumping the gun a bit here. I think I'm okay. Yep, so this is just how to log, so how you would log food. So add food. It might be a little bit different on the computer to it as on the phone, but you can do both, right? So it will come up breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, right? And again, total calories here. So this is my goal. Right? This is what I want to get to. You can change these, by the way, if you go into the settings. You can make it your own calories rather than the ones that they give you. So you're going to add food. And then you're just going to type in the name of the food. Now, what MyFitnessPal is quite good at doing is actually remembering the stuff that you've had that will log it, right? But what we're going to just do is just type in something, right? You can also on your phone scan barcodes, which is really helpful as well if you can't find the food when you take it and put it in. But what I'm just going to type in here is breakfast. Normally I'll have Scott's porridge oats. Press search. And hopefully that comes up. Yep, so there we go. We have Scott's porridge oats, right? These are all telling me the same. Generally, the one with the ticks are pretty darn accurate, right? So you would want to go something with them, right? Scott's porridge oats, porridge, right? So then it's coming up here, right? So that is basically how to log, right? Once you do that, you press add to food diary. And this will come up in a wee second again here. Cool, right. Add to food diary, that's come up 142 calories, and then that means remaining I've got 1930 calories. Cool, so that is basically how you're wanting to kind of go through your whole day, log every single thing that you've had, right? Make sure that you log it separately, right? You're not just log, if you have fajitas, you don't just log fajitas, right? You type in every ingredient that you put in there. So you can also save meals as well, guys, which is a little bit easier, but I'll show you that later on in the videos. So that is basically how you're going to log in MyFitnessPal. Right. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was just again a little bit about what you should have in your meals. So, like what I said in the last video, it shouldn't just be a lot of rubbish to make up your calories, right? You can have chocolate, you can have a little bit of cake now and again, but it's not something that you want to interpret into your diet every single day. So, the only reason that I've maybe given you a calorie target is just to be that little bit more specific, to get you losing weight every single week, right? And the reason that I've given you this is because I'm confident that you're able to make food from scratch that is going to be beneficial to your performance, to losing weight, and to living an overall healthy lifestyle, right? So you've heard me say before, but just because you're on MyFitnessPal and you might not be sending daily check-ins, it doesn't mean that you should go from including protein in every meal to, all right, I'll maybe just have protein with dinner because as long as I make my calories, it'll be fine, right? Doesn't quite work like that. So what you're wanting to make sure is when you're logging here is you're going to have protein with every meal, right? You're going to the best of your ability. Right? Sometimes it might not work like that. However, you should be organised enough to make that work. Other things you're looking at is veg with at least lunch and dinner, right? And veg is one of the ones that you want to pack on the plate because it will help fill you up and it's got very, very little calories in it. So, veg with at least lunch and dinner, protein with every meal, and you're again wanting to make sure that you're getting carbs in there, right? So, a fistful of carbs, a fistful of protein, and half a plate of veg. Obviously, when you're making meals from scratch, it's going to look a little different like that on the plate. It's not going to be as boring and as bland as that. However, that's what your main meal should consist of, right? So, that's all I'm going to talk about today, and tomorrow I'll go into the logging specific calories and how to look at serving size. Right,